Ladies, take a moment to really think about this. Stop setting yourself up for a miserable life from the very beginning. Have you watched Big Little Lies? Nicole Kidman's Celeste Wright is the embodiment of so many women's realities. She is beautiful, intelligent, and seemingly has it all. A wealthy husband, a picturesque life, and two beautiful children. But behind closed doors, she endures domestic violence, gaslighting, and emotional neglect. She sacrifices herself for the sake of her marriage, her kids, and the illusion of a perfect family. She convinces herself that things will get better. But do they? No, just like Celeste, many women dedicate their entire lives to others, to their parents when they're daughters, to their husbands when they're wives, to their children and grandchildren when they're mothers and grandmothers. But what do they get in return? Abuse, ridicule, and indifference. After watching Big Little Lies, many women felt a deep sympathy for Celeste, and it raised an important question. How do we prevent more women from living this kind of life? Remember this: pain always leaves clues. If you look at all the unhappy marriages around you, you'll notice a pattern. The pain was always there from the start, but women ignore it. They let society pressure them into accepting toxic relationships. They tell themselves, 1. It will get better after we get married. 2. It will improve once we have kids. 3. If I just endure this, things will change. And what does society say? 1. Women are supposed to go through this. 2. You need a husband to be complete. 3. You need children to be fulfilled. So many women abandon their own emotions, self-respect, and dignity for these external expectations. They suppress their pain, convince themselves to stay, and end up living an entire lifetime of suffering. And red flags are never temporary. I've come across countless women sharing their stories about domestic abuse. The comments section is filled with responses like, "My husband is the same. He beats me too." She then describes, in painful detail, how he hits her, how he humiliates her. And when someone asks, "Why don't you leave?" her answer is always, "But we have kids. What else can I do?" Choosing the right man is simple. Take his current behavior, multiply it by 10, and ask yourself, can you live with this for the next 10, 20, 30 years? 1. If he is lazy now, he will be even lazier in 10 years. 2. If he ignores you now, he will neglect you completely in the future. 3. If he mistreats you now, the abuse will only escalate. Women make a fatal mistake by assuming problems will shrink over time. They don't. They multiply. If a man doesn't want kids but you force him to have one, do you think he will magically start loving you and your child? No. He will detach even more. He will treat you and the child as burdens. And guess what? You will be left raising that child alone. At best, his parents might step in and help financially. But your husband, he will act like you don't exist. So ask yourself, why would you willingly choose this kind of life? Stop romanticizing tragedy. So many women walk into disaster with their eyes wide open. They see the red flags, abuse, addiction, infidelity, but they convince themselves to stay. They think suffering makes them noble. Who is this supposed to impress? If you can already see that he is abusive, manipulative, and irresponsible, why are you still asking yourself, should I stay? You already have the answer. Here is the golden rule. Never walk into a trap. If you are seeing the worst of him now, imagine what your future will look like. When he gambles away your savings, when he physically abuses you, when he cheats and disrespects you, will you still tell yourself, maybe things will change? Choose wisely. Choose self-respect. I hope every woman finds a relationship where she is valued, cherished, and loved. You deserve to be happy, not just useful.